The shocking truth about O.J. Simpson. On June 17, 1994, over 95 million Americans tuned in to watch a slow-speed chase down a Los Angeles freeway. O.J. Simpson, once a beloved sports icon and actor, was fleeing from police in a white Ford Bronco, a bizarre prelude to what would become one of the most controversial trials in history. But behind the media frenzy lies a story even more shocking than you might remember. O.J. Simpson wasn't just a star, he was the star. A record-breaking NFL player turned Hollywood actor, Simpson embodied success, charm, and the American dream. He was adored by fans, endorsed by major brands, and seemed untouchable. But on the night of June 12, 1994, his name would become synonymous with something far darker. Nicole Brown Simpson, his ex-wife, and her friend Ron Goldman were found brutally murdered outside her Los Angeles home. What followed was not just a murder trial. It was a spectacle that captivated and divided the nation. The O.J. Simpson trial wasn't just about guilt or innocence. It was a collision of fame, race, class, and a media machine hungry for every salacious detail. How did this beloved figure become the center of the trial of the century? And what does it reveal about the cracks in America's justice system? The murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman shocked the nation. Nicole was stabbed multiple times, with injuries so severe they were described as overkill. Ron Goldman, a restaurant waiter, was killed seemingly just for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. When O.J. Simpson became the prime suspect, the story took on a life of its own. How could a man who had everything, fame, fortune, family, be capable of such violence? For some, it was unthinkable. For others, the cracks in his public image were already visible. Reports of domestic violence had surfaced long before the murders. Police had been called to Nicole's home multiple times, and in 1989, O.J. pleaded no contest to spousal abuse charges. Despite these warning signs, Simpson's fame often shielded him from scrutiny. When the murder charges came, the trial quickly spiraled into a cultural phenomenon. It was no longer just about the facts of the case. It became a referendum on race, celebrity, and the criminal justice system. The nation was glued to their TVs as the drama unfolded in real time, turning court proceedings into entertainment. The trial of O.J. Simpson lasted 11 months and featured an ensemble cast of lawyers, witnesses, and media personalities. On one side was the prosecution, led by Marcia Clark and Christopher Darden, who argued that O.J.'s history of domestic violence and overwhelming physical evidence pointed to his guilt. On the other side was the so-called Dream Team, a high-powered defense led by Johnny Cochran, Robert Shapiro, and F. Lee Bailey. Their strategy: challenge the credibility of the evidence, highlight errors in the investigation, and argue that Simpson was the victim of a racist system. One of the most unusual pieces of evidence involved the infamous bloody glove found at the crime scene. During the trial, the defense had O.J. try on the glove in front of the jury. The glove appeared too small, leading Cochran to deliver the now famous line, "If it doesn't fit, you must acquit." But what many don't know is that the glove had been frozen and thawed multiple times for testing, which likely caused it to shrink. This detail was overshadowed by the theatrical moment in court, which proved to be a turning point in the trial. The public reaction to the case was equally dramatic. Millions tuned in every day to watch live coverage, while media outlets sensationalized every detail. Racial tensions in America, already high after events like the Rodney King beating, played a significant role in shaping public opinion. Polls showed that most white Americans believed O.J. was guilty, while most black Americans believed he was innocent, viewing the trial as a test of the justice system's fairness. Despite the overwhelming evidence, DNA matches, blood trails, and hair samples, Simpson was acquitted on October 3, 1995. The verdict sent shockwaves across the nation, with celebrations on one side and outrage on the other. The glove demonstration was undoubtedly the pivotal moment of the trial, but it wasn't the only factor that influenced the outcome. The defense's argument of racial bias within the LAPD struck a chord, especially when Detective Mark Fuhrman, a key investigator, was exposed for using racist slurs and possibly planting evidence. This revelation, coupled with Cochran's masterful rhetoric, turned the trial into a broader discussion about systemic racism in law enforcement. The jury, composed largely of African Americans, wasn't just deliberating Simpson's guilt. They were passing judgment on a system many believed was inherently unjust. The verdict wasn't just an acquittal. It was a statement about race, power, and inequality in America. But for the families of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman, it was devastating. They sought justice in civil court, where Simpson was found liable for their deaths and ordered to pay $33.5 million in damages, money that many say was never fully paid. The O.J. Simpson trial remains one of the most infamous legal cases in American history. It revealed the power of celebrity, the flaws in the justice system, and the deep racial divides within the country. But more than anything, it left us with questions. How much does fame shield someone from accountability? Can we ever separate justice from public opinion? And what does this trial say about the role of race and class in the American legal system? For better or worse, O.J. Simpson's story is a cautionary tale about the intersection of privilege, power, and perception. What are your thoughts on the O.J. Simpson trial? Was justice served, or did the system fail? Share your opinions in the comments, and don't forget to check out our next video exploring other controversies in history. Like, subscribe, and join us as we uncover the shadows of the past. Thank you for watching.